Great to be with you. Quarter past the hour now. She stood up for her beliefs in front of a big audience.
You can't say what you feel without being persecuted if it doesn't go along with mainstream. When parents do not have a choice as to whether or not they want their children to see this, it's wrong.
About that. Okay, and you're going to leave.
No, I'm going to go to Midland.
Okay.
Well, now she's under fire, receiving petitions to be fired and even death threats. So does this backlash show conservatives are being unfairly discriminated against for their views? Joining us now for a fair and balanced debate, Democratic strategist Zerlina Maxwell and former Miss America Kirsten Haglund. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for being with us. Good morning. Kirsten, I'll start with you. Do you feel like having these traditional beliefs are something that is not mainstream and gets attacked too often?
I think it is becoming increasingly less mainstream, and people who formerly were in the majority of their opinion on social issues are finding themselves increasingly in the minority. And so how do they deal with that? But to say that conservative traditional views are being unfairly targeted, I don't know if I would say unfairly, because a lot of homosexuals and other minorities have been targeted for a long time because they were, they were not accepted. So this is just kind of this competitive marketplace of ideas that we have. I think that Amy should have stayed on the show and continued to debate with her fellow co-host if she disagreed, because everyone has a right for their opinion and should be respected, and we should have a debate about it.
Yeah, in a sense, she silenced herself by walking off the set. Absolutely. But very often conservatives are being silenced, are they not, Zerlina?
Well, I don't know that they're being silenced. I think that the idea that just because you have a view that is offensive to a certain group, that you should be able to say it without consequences, right? So everybody has the right to say what they want and to say their own opinion and speak their mind. But everybody does not have the right to say it on TV, for example. The TV is a private entity in which people who are consumers can say, I don't like what you said, that was offensive, maybe I'm going to not watch your show. And so as consumers, we have that freedom. We all have that freedom.
Well, and Kirsten, some liberals are saying, hey, listen, if this man had kissed his girlfriend or his wife rather than his boyfriend,
would there have
the
been
tables would have been turned possibly.
Right, would there have been the same response? That's a personal preference, and everyone has a different view, and obviously Amy felt that she wouldn't want her children to see that. But I would follow it up with the fact that there's a lot of highly sexualized content on television that we don't want our kids to see, and every family does have that responsibility, if they don't want their kid watching that, to turn that off. But I think what you pointed to is that we do want these views to be expressed and not silenced. And that's where I think you're seeing some of the frustration from conservatives, is they say, hey, you're just completely shutting me out here. I have space at the table too. All views should be heard, at least, not silenced.
Tolerance should be going both ways, right? The group that is supposedly the most tolerant is intolerant very often of these traditional values.
Well, I don't know that that's true. I think the ACLU, we all know who the ACLU is. They fight so that she can have her point of view and express it on TV without consequences. And people not saying that you're not allowed to say what you're saying. But she doesn't have the right to a job. She doesn't have the right to say it on TV, like I said before. I think that the bottom line here, I'm the daughter of two evangelical pastors, and so I have debated the issue of homosexuality pretty much my entire life, because I'm a liberal and my parents are not. And so it's something that we need to have those conversations. Otherwise, we're never going to come to a place of understanding. But, don't walk off the set, have that difficult conversation and debate back and forth. Me and my father didn't always agree on the issue of marriage equality, but we came to an understanding through just mutual engagement.
Thanks for sharing that. And thanks for having a healthy debate.
Yes,
this morning. Not walking off set.
Right.